I never thought I'd be that homeowner. The one standing in the driveway at 7 a.m., holding a violation notice, hearts racing, wondering how their peaceful life turned into a neighborhood nightmare. But that's exactly how my story with the HOA began. I moved into this neighborhood because it was quiet. Clean streets, trimmed lawns, smiling neighbors. The realtor called it family-friendly. What they didn't tell me was that this place was run like a dictatorship. At first, everything was fine. I followed the rules, painted my fence the approved color, kept my grass trimmed exactly to regulation height, paid my hair fees on time, every single month. Then one morning, I found a bright orange paper taped to my front door. HOA violation notice. The reason? Unauthorized decorative item. That item was a small American flag by my mailbox. I laughed. I honestly thought it was a joke. But that laugh disappeared when he flipped the page and he saw the fine, $100, escalating daily. He called the HOA office. The woman on the phone sounded bored, like she'd been waiting all day to ruin someone's morning. Rules are rules, she said. If it's not pre-approved, it must be removed. He asked, calmly, can you show me where the rule says that? She paused, then said, you can submit a request form. Approval takes 30 to 60 days. So you removed the flag. He didn't want trouble, but trouble had already found me. 2 weeks later, another notice, this time for my trash can. Apparently, leaving it visible for 3 minutes past the approved pickup window was a violation. Then another notice, for uneven lawn growth. Then another, for my driveway having a non-uniform color tone. I realized something terrifying. They weren't just enforcing rules, they were targeting me. And the face behind it all was the HOA president. Her name was Linda. Everyone knew her. The clipboard, the sunglasses, the fake smile that never reached her eyes. She'd patrol the neighborhood like a security guard, snapping photos, writing notices, watching. One afternoon, she knocked on my door. I opened it, and before I could even say hello, she said, you need to understand something. This community has standards. I replied, I do understand. That's why I follow the rules. She smiled wider. Well, she said, some people need extra reminders. That's when I knew. This wasn't about rules. This was about power. The fines started piling up. $100, $250, $500. I appealed every single one. Denied, denied, denied. Then came the letter that made my hands shake. Notice of lien intent. They were threatening my house, my home, over flags, trash cans, grass. That night, I didn't sleep, but I did something else. I researched. I read every HOA bylaw, every local ordinance, every state law related to homeowner associations. And that's when I found it. A clause buried deep in the documents. Selective enforcement is illegal. Meaning if the HOA enforces a rule on one homeowner, but ignores others violating the same rule, they're breaking the law. The next morning, I walked the neighborhood. I took pictures, flags, decorations, trash cans left out all day, lawns worse than mine. And guess what? Not a single violation notice. Only me. I documented everything. Dates, times, photos, addresses. Then I hired a lawyer. At the next HOA meeting, Linda stood confidently at the front of the room. She talked about community harmony and protecting property values. Then my lawyer stood up. The room went silent. He presented the evidence, slide after slide of selective enforcement. Names, photos, proof. Linda's face changed color. For the first time, she wasn't smiling. My lawyer ended with one sentence, if this continues, we will file a lawsuit against the HOA board members personally. The meeting ended early, very early. 2 days later, I received a letter. All fines waived. The lien removed. An apology, reluctant, but written. But it didn't stop, sir. Word spread. Other neighbors came forward with stories worse than mine. Harassment, threats, intimidation. Within 3 months, an emergency vote was held. Linda was removed as HOA president. The board was restructured. No rules were written, clear ones, fair ones. No more harassment. No more power trips. Today, my flag is back by my mailbox. My trash can stays out a little longer sometimes. And my lawn, still green, still mine. The HOA didn't just try to control my property. They tried to control me. And they failed. Because here is the truth they want you to know. HOAs only have power if you're afraid to question them. It wasn't anymore. and it never will be again. If you've ever dealt with a nightmare, remember this: know your rights. Document everything. And never let someone with a clipboard make you feel small, because it's your home. And that's worth fighting for. Thanks for watching. And if you have your own story, share it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more.